Hello students, today we are going to discuss one important concept, that is resonance. Okay, so earlier I have told you that resonance is the phenomena that occurs when our capacitive reactance equal to inductive reactance. Okay, so let us try to understand it briefly. Okay, so in an electric circuit, resonance is a phenomena at which response of the system or response of the circuit is maximum for a given particular frequency. Okay, so what is a resonance? Okay, in an electrical circuit, resonance is a phenomena at which response of the circuit is maximum. Okay, the output of the circuit is maximum for a given particular frequency. That frequency is called resonance frequency. So at one particular frequency, okay, the response, that output of the circuit is maximum. That is resonance condition. Okay, resonance frequency is given with F naught or Fr letters. Okay, so why it is happening? The resonance is mainly due to the energy storing elements, which are capacitor and inductor. Okay, we know inductor and capacitor have ability to store the charge, right? So here I have considered a circuit of L and C. Let us assume they are pure inductive, pure circuit, pure L and C. Okay, now I am going to give them the supply with a AC supply of Vs. Okay, so the switch is close to the supply for very long time. So there will be a current flowing through the circuit, and now I am going to change this switch position to this one, position 2. That means I am going to open circuit the supply voltage and short circuit the elements here. So what happens just after switching the S to second position? So inductor will be continue to flow the current, okay, because it doesn't allow sudden changes in current, and this current will charge capacitor here. Okay, the inductor current will charge capacitor, and after some time the capacitor voltage will supply the current to the inductor. That means at this condition, what is happening? The power is being transferred from inductor to capacitor and capacitor to inductor. Okay, if they are pure elements, this process will continue for infinite time. Okay, but for practically, there will be a internal resistance for inductor and capacitor. So initially with pure capacitor inductor, there will be oscillation between inductor and capacitor. They will never die out, and it will continue for t tends to infinite. But for practical inductor and capacitor, these oscillations will die out, as there is a internal resistance in internal inductor and capacitor. Okay, so this oscillation, this energy transfer between inductor and capacitor is possible at resonance condition, and the voltage across this inductor and capacitor will be magnified. That means it will be multiplied by a factor called Q factor that we are going to discuss later. Okay, so the voltage will be very high compared to supply voltage. The voltage across inductor and capacitor at this condition will be very much high compared to source voltage. Okay, so this is the advantage of resonance. Even you are supplying a 10 volts RMS, the voltage across inductor and capacitor will be around 50 volts each at resonance condition, because even you are supplying 10 volts, but the elements are having 50 volts of voltage across them. So this is possible at a condition called resonance. Okay, so now let us try to understand the definitions for resonance. Okay, so here I have given few definitions. First one says the circuit is said to be in resonance if the current is in phase with the applied voltage. If the circuit current is in phase with the applied voltage, the circuit is said to be in resonance. That means so the circuit will be having resistors, inductors and capacitors. This is important. The circuit doesn't only contain resistor, it also contains inductor and capacitor here. Okay, but the current is behaving like a resistive current, right? So when the current will in phase with the current voltage, that is when the circuit is resistive. Okay, the circuit will behave as a resistive circuit at resonance. So for resistive circuits, what is the power factor? Power factor will be 1. So that means at resonance, what is the power factor? That is 1, unity power factor. Okay, at resonance condition, the power factor of the circuit is 1, unity. Okay, and second definition for resonance can be, this is given in physics. Okay, the circuit is said to be in resonance if the natural frequency of the circuit is equal to the supply frequency. So this is one example, like when soldiers are marching on a bridge, if the frequency of their marching frequency equal to the bridge natural frequency, the bridge may collapse. Okay, so that was the example we were given in physics, right? So that was resonance concept only. So that means when the natural frequency of the circuit is equal to the supply frequency, so we will be supplying the circuit with some frequency. When that frequency matches with the natural frequency of the circuit will be go into resonance condition. This is another example. And third one is this is what we are using here. The circuit is said to be in resonance if the inductive reactance, that is XL, is equal to capacitive reactance, that is XC, in case of a series RLC circuit. That means what is mentioning? So whenever XL equal to XC, the circuit is said to be at resonance. So this is what the definition is. So what is inductive reactance? That is omega into L, and capacitive reactance is 1 by omega C. So what is omega here? That is 2 pi F. Okay, so now let us shift this omega into omega equal to 1 by LC. That will be omega square equal to 1 by LC. That can be omega equal to, if I shift that square, that will be under root 1 by root LC. So that will 2 pi F. Omega is 2 pi F, that is 1 by root LC. Here this frequency is 1 by 2 pi root LC. So this is the frequency at which omega L and omega L equal to omega. That's why it is called resonance frequency, F naught or FR. Okay, so the resonance frequency F naught will be 1 by 2 pi under root L into C. So this is for series RLC circuit. Okay. So for series RLC circuits, we will be having 3 elements: resistor, inductor, and capacitor, right? For series RLC, we will be having 3 elements: resistor, inductor, and capacitor, connected in series, and a supply voltage of Vs RLC. So this Vs is Vm sine omega t. Okay. So this is nothing but a frequency response analysis. So what is the importance of this frequency response analysis is, so frequency response analysis is important to us for 2 primary reasons. First one is, if we know the frequency response, then we can predict the response of the circuit to any input. Okay, if we know the frequency response of the circuit, we can predict the response of the circuit for any given input. That is one point. Okay, that means sinusoidal waveforms have the elegant property that they can be combined to form other waveforms. Okay, so the sinusoidal waveforms have a property that they can be combined to form non-sinusoidal waveforms also. Therefore, the frequency response allows us to understand a circuit response to more complex inputs. Okay. Second point is, we are often interested in designing circuits with particular frequency characteristics. For example, in the design of audio 3-way loudspeaker system. So in the design of 3-way audio loudspeaker system, that means there are like woofers. One way is woofer, and second way is main speaker, and third way is like tweeters. So these are the types of speakers available in a 3-way audio system. Okay, so here woofer will take low frequency audio, and main speaker will take mid frequency audio, but tweeter will take high frequency audio. I hope you know these basic things. Every music system will have these things: woofer, main system, main speaker, and tweeters. Okay, so we would like to direct low frequency signals to the woofers and high frequency signals to the tweets and mid frequencies to the mid range speakers. Therefore, we would need a circuit that is capable of passing certain frequencies of a signal and rejecting others. Okay, so if you want to give low frequencies to the woofer, there should be a circuit that allows only low frequencies and that should reject high frequencies. Okay, and for main speaker, that is mid-range frequencies should be allowed, and low and high frequencies should be rejected. And similarly for tweeters, it should allow high frequencies and should not allow low frequencies and mid-range frequencies. Okay, so these circuits here are designed by the phenomena called resonance. Okay, the concept of resonance is highly useful in the design of basic filtering circuits for use in everyday applications such as audio amplifiers. Okay, so these are the one of the applications of our resonance. Okay, now let us see what is the behavior of impedance under resonance condition. Okay, we know what is the resonance here, what is impedance. So Z equal to, for series RLC it is R plus JXL minus JXC, right? So let us draw a curve between frequency and impedance. Okay, so for series RLC the impedance is maximum for lower frequencies, that means frequency is varying from 0 to higher frequencies, right? So for lower frequencies from starting the impedance will be high, and as the frequency of the supply is near to the resonance frequency, the impedance will be minimum and it will further increase as the frequency goes away from the resonance frequency. That means this point at which impedance of the circuit is minimum is called resonance frequency f naught. Okay, and at this point the impedance offered by the circuit is minimum. That means, so if at resonance, we already know what is the condition for resonance. XL will be equal to XC, as they are having equal quantity but in opposite phase, they will cancel out, and the impedance of the circuit will be equal to pure resistance at resonance condition. So this is resonance. So this Z minimum will be equal to resistance. Okay, the circuit will be acting as resistive circuit. This is very important. And power factor of the circuit is unity power factor 1. Okay, now let us see the current graph. Okay, so what is happening to the current in series RLC circuit for different frequencies? Okay, so what is current? Because it is series circuit, the current will be same. So current is nothing but supply voltage by impedance. So at what is the behavior of impedance at lower frequencies? That was high, right? So when impedance is high for lower frequencies, for low frequencies impedance is high, so current will be low. And for mid-range frequencies, for resonance frequency f naught, Z is low, right? So if Z is low, the current will be high because they are inversely proportional, right? Current will be maximum. As Z is minimum, current will be maximum. And for high frequencies, Z is maximum again. Okay, as we have seen, high frequencies means frequencies greater than resonance frequencies, like this one. At this, the Z is having maximum value, right? So for Z maximum, the I will be again minimum, right? So based on these characteristics, let us draw a curve. So initially the current is minimum and it will start increasing when the frequency is near to the resonance frequency, and it will be maximum at resonance frequency, and it will fall when the frequency is more than the resonance frequency. So this is the characteristics of current. Okay, here current is maximum when it is maximum, when the frequency of the supply is equal to resonance frequency. This is one. Okay, and power also maximum. So as I discussed earlier, resonance is the phenomena at which the response of the system is maximum. So this is the definition for it. The response of the system is What is the response? That is output current or output power. When the output current is maximum, I square into R will be maximum, right? Response of the system is maximum. Okay, so similarly we can correlate this curve to the power curve, and there is a one thing I need to mention, that is bandwidth here. So I think you know what is the bandwidth. Okay, so actually the resonance is useful for receiving radio signals actually. Okay, so if you tune a capacitor here in series RLC circuits, where is that circuit? So here is one. So if we can change this capacitor value, actually what is the, we will be changing a knob in radios in older times, right? So that knob is nothing but variable capacitor. If this symbol indicates variable capacitor, that means the capacitor's value can be changed here. If we rotate the knob in clockwise direction, the capacitive capacitance value will change and capacitive reactance value will change, omega c. If c changes, omega c changes, and if omega c changes, this resonance frequency will change. Okay, and let us assume 91.1 megahertz is one radio frequency and 93.5 megahertz is another radio frequency. Okay, and if we change the capacitor to 10 microfarads, let us assume. Okay, for 10 microfarads of capacitance value, the resonance frequency is equal to 91.1 megahertz. And if we further increase that to 12 megahertz, so as it is capacitor is reducing, resonance frequency is increasing, right? So let us reduce it to 8 microfarads, not Henry, it is 8 microfarads. So resonance frequency is now at 93.5 frequency. So if you want to listen to the songs of 91.1 megahertz radio station, you need to change the capacitance knob, that is the knob available at your radio, that is nothing but a variable capacitor. So if you change that to 10 microfarads, that means, so here the knob will be like this, right? And it will be having some values, right? In the older radios. Okay, so this knob is nothing but a capacitance, variable capacitance value. So it will indicate 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Okay, if you change it to position 1, and the capacitance value is 10 microfarads and the resonance frequency of the circuit is equal to 91.1 megahertz, and the circuit will obtain maximum amount of signal from this radio station and you will listen to the songs clearly. Similarly, if you change this resonance, if this capacitor to the second position, that is 8 microfarads, and the radio frequency, the resonance frequency of the circuit is increased to 93.5 megahertz, and you will listen to the songs of this station. Okay, so this is how you are going to change the frequency of the radio stations, and you are going to listen the songs in this particular radio station. So if this at this resonance frequency, this is the maximum signal I am getting from the radio station. So if I want next station, I am going to change the capacitance value so that the resonance frequency will change and the maximum energy obtained at that resonance frequency will be another station. So I hope you are getting, right? And here one thing I need to focus on is, this is called bandwidth. Bandwidth. The narrower is the bandwidth, the more is the quality of the audio. That means, let us assume there are two stations side by side. This is 91.1 and next to it 92.7 is another radio frequency. So 91.1, 92.1 are just 1.6 megahertz away from each other. And if I have a bandwidth like this, that means that includes 92.7 also. If my radio is taking the frequency from 91.1 megahertz and the bandwidth of the signal, this waveform is also consisting of 92.7, there will be a interference due to two frequencies here, because they are allowed, the two frequencies are allowed into our system, so there will be interference, so the songs may not be clearly audible. So for this problem, what we are going to do is, we want this bandwidth as narrow as possible. So we will allow only the required frequencies and we will reject the rest of the frequencies. Then the audio quality will be high. Bandwidth is as narrow as possible. So that is possible when our resistance of the circuit is low. When resistance is low, this current will be high. So as current will be high, the peak will be high. So this will be the new frequency, new bandwidth. Okay. and if the resistance value is high, the waveform will be like this. It will be a fatty arrow. That means this waveform is accepting all the frequencies and there will be a huge interference. That means we need the bandwidth to be as less as possible. So then what is bandwidth now? Okay, so let us understand. So here is the bandwidth. So what is a bandwidth? It is a width of a band. It is nothing but a bandwidth, right? So let us try to understand it. The difference between higher cutoff frequency and lower cutoff frequency is called bandwidth. This is one definition. Difference of half power frequencies. This is second definition. And the bandwidth of any system is range of frequencies. So this is range of frequencies for which the current or output voltage is 70.7% percentage of its value at resonant frequency. So what are three definitions is saying about bandwidth is? First one is saying difference between higher cutoff frequency and lower cutoff frequency. So there is a term called cutoff frequency. So which frequency is called cutoff frequency and which frequency is called the resonant frequency? Here FR is called resonance frequency at which maximum power is being taken from the supply. Okay, and F1 and F2 are called cutoff frequencies here. So why they are called cutoff frequencies? At these frequencies at F1 and F2, if you observe P1 and P2 having a magnitude, same magnitude, right? So at F1 that is P1 and F2 that is P2, and they are having same magnitude, that is 70.7%. This 0.70 is nothing but 70.7 percentage of its value at resonant frequency, that is P. So the third statement is saying the bandwidth of any system is range of frequencies. So this is the range of frequencies for which the current or output voltage, so this can be current or output voltage, is equal to 70.7% of its value at resonant frequency. And what is the value of its at resonant frequency? It can be maximum value V or I or power. Okay, so 70.7% of maximum value at resonant frequency, that is 70.7% of voltage Vmax. If the Vmax is the voltage at resonant frequency or Imax is the current at resonant frequency, 70.7% of Imax, right? So these are called cutoff frequencies. The frequencies at which the values of current and voltage are 70.7% of its value at resonant frequency. Okay, these are also called as half power frequency. At this point, the power is half because current is 0.707. That means I by root 2. Okay, power is nothing but I square into R, right? That is nothing but I by root 2 whole square into R will be P by 2. That means at this point of time, at this point of frequency, current is I by root 2, but power is P by 2. So these are also called as half power frequency. That's why the bandwidth statement says, second statement, difference of half power frequency. So these all three definitions will be valid for bandwidth. Mathematically it can be written as. And one more thing, for series RLC circuits, the lower cutoff frequency up to resonance frequency. So up to this resonance frequency, the frequency will be capacitive. Okay, and that means capacitor will dominate, and impedance will also be capacitive impedance ZC. And higher then frequency is greater than resonance frequencies, the nature of the circuit will be inductive, and the frequency dominating will be inductive, and the nature of the impedance will be inductive nature. Okay, so this is one point to understand. Now let us try to define bandwidth equal to, I can say this is the difference between bandwidth, difference between cutoff frequencies. So here F2 is higher and F1 is lower, so the difference of F2 minus F1 is called bandwidth in hertz, kilohertz or hertz. Okay, so the units are hertz here. Okay, this is about bandwidth. Now let us define third quantity, that is called quality factor. So this quality factor will define the circuit's quality. Okay, now let us discuss quality factor. Okay, So what is a quality factor? The quality factor Q is the ratio of reactive power in the inductor or capacitor to the true power in the resistance which is connected in series with inductor capacitor. So as we are discussing about series RLC, okay, so quality factor is nothing but reactive power in inductor or capacitor, that is, let us assume QL or QC, by active power in resistor. So this ratio is nothing but quality factor Q. So this is the definition. Okay, and there is another definition, that is quality factor of a circuit Q equal to, and this definition is valid for all the circuits. It can be series or it can be parallel. Okay, so we are going to see the series resonance and parallel resonance, right? We are dealing with series resonance now. Okay, so the quality factor Q equal to 2.2 maximum energy stored by energy dissipated per cycle. This is universal definition for quality factor. Okay, so why I am giving these many definitions means we will be asked these questions in objective questions. So what is a Q factor and what is the ratio of, what is the ratio between Q by R, Q by P of a circuit is called. So that's why I am giving all the definitions. You will be asked these questions in objective questions. Okay, that's why I am mentioning these definitions. Now let us try to derive quality factor. So quality factor is nothing but energy stored, maximum energy stored by energy dissipated per cycle. So what is the energy stored in inductor? That is given by half Li square. We already know this. And energy stored in capacitor, that is half Cv square. And then what is energy dissipated per cycle? This is important. So per cycle it is I by root 2 whole square into R into time, that is I square into R into T time T by 2. Okay, now let us substitute these values in our expression for quality factor, that is 2 pi into energy stored in inductor. I am substituting energy stored in inductor first, that will be L into I square by 2 whole by, what is the energy dissipated per cycle, that is I square R into T by 2. So if you cancel out the common factors, so you are going to get Q equal to, so I am cancelling them, so this I square get cancelled, that will be 2 pi into L by R into T, right? So if I shift this T to the numerator, that will be frequency. 1 by T is nothing but frequency into L by R. So what is 2 pi of L? That is nothing but omega L by R, right? 2 pi f is nothing but omega into L by R. So quality factor Q for series RL circuit, RL will be omega L by R. Okay, similarly you can also find for RC circuits, that will become like Q equal to 1 by omega C R. Okay, so this is nothing but quality factor. This is for series RL circuit, this is for series RC circuit. So for series RLC circuit, the bandwidth is, sorry, the quality factor equal to, quality factor for series RLC is equal to 1 by R root L by C. Okay, remember this expression. Okay, quality factor for series RLC circuit is 1 by R root L by C. So these all are, so this is for series RL circuit, this is for series RC circuit, this is for series RLC circuit. Okay, so the for parallel RLC circuit, the quality factor will be inverse of these values. For parallel RL circuit, that the quality factor will be R by omega L, right? For parallel RC, it will be omega CR. For parallel RLC, it will be R into root C by R. Inverse of quality factor of series components. Okay, remember this. Okay, there is a relation between quality factor and bandwidth. Okay, so I'm going to tell you here relation between quality factor Q and bandwidth. So what is the relation is, here quality factor Q equal to resonance frequency by bandwidth. So this is very most important relation. Okay, quality factor Q equal to resonance frequency by bandwidth. This Q equal to F naught resonance frequency by bandwidth. So in questions, in exams, they will be given, you will be given quality factor and resonance frequency, and you are asked to find bandwidth. So for in that case you are going to use this expression, resonance frequency equal to quality factor equal to resonance frequency by bandwidth. Okay, so these are the things about series RLC circuit. Now let us see the magnification concept in resonance. So I have already told you, at resonance condition across inductor and capacitor there will be energy transfer, and the voltage across inductor and capacitor are very much higher compared to supply voltage. So what is the magnification factor that is to be multiplied with this supply voltage so that the voltage across inductor and capacitor will be very much higher, is what we are going to see here. Okay, so we know that applied voltage is V, so let us make it Vs supply voltage. Okay, for differentiation. Now the current at resonance in the circuit is I. Voltage across inductor is VL equal to I into XL, where I is V by R at resonance. What is the, so all these conditions are at resonance. This is very important. At resonance, okay. This is, all these conditions are at resonance. At resonance. Okay. So voltage across inductor at resonance is I into XL, where I at resonance is equal to V by R, because the impedance of the circuit will be only resistance, right? So V by R into omega L, V equal to omega L by R. Similarly, voltage across capacitor VC equal to, we are talking about series RLC circuit here. Okay, RLC. Voltage across capacitor will be I into XC, V by R into 1 by omega C, that is V by R omega C. And at resonance, Q factor can be written as 1 by omega CR, which is equal to 1 omega R by L. This is for RC circuit. If this is for inductor, this is for capacitor, this is for inductor. Okay, both are equal at resonance. Okay, so where here quality factor at resonance is 1 by omega R CR. Here omega R is nothing but resonance frequency, right? So I am substituting these quality factors in equation 1 and 2. So equation 1 is VL, which is equal to V into omega L by R. Equation 2 is capacitor voltage V equal to 1 by omega R. So omega L by R at resonance equal to resonance quality factor, that is this one. This one equal to quality factor. So I am substituting Q here. Similarly, 1 by omega RC at resonance is quality factor. Okay, so this voltage is supply voltage Vs. So this voltage supply voltage, everywhere V will be replaced with Vs. Okay, supply to make it supply voltage, right? So VL, voltage across inductor, equal to supply voltage into quality factor. Similarly, voltage across capacitor is supply voltage into quality factor. That means we are going to multiply quality factor to our supply voltage to go to get voltage across inductor at resonance condition. Okay, so if quality factor is 3, supply voltage is 100. So what is the voltage across inductor at resonance? That will be 3 into 100. That will be 300. Right? So even the supply voltage is 100, the voltage across inductor is 300. That means the voltage across inductor has been magnified by 3 times. Okay, so this is the property of inductor and capacitor at resonance. Okay, so the voltage across inductor and capacitor will be very much higher compared to supply voltage. That is what I mean to say. Okay, at resonance, voltage across inductor and capacitor are magnified by a factor that is called Q factor. So what is magnification here? The ratio between voltage across inductor or voltage across capacitor to voltage applied at resonance condition. Okay, that is Q equal to voltage across inductor by supply voltage or voltage across capacitor by supply voltage at resonance condition. Okay, this is magnification. Now let us do some problems. Hello students, let us solve this problem. Determine the resonant frequency of the circuit. Find the impedance of the circuit at resonance. Okay, so we can see that the given circuit is a series RLC circuit. Okay, so the given circuit is a series RLC circuit, right? So let us write down the given data. What is the given data? We have given with R, L and C values. It is 10, 0.1 Henry and 10 microfarad, that is 10 for minus 6 farads. Okay, we need to find the first one to be found is to be found. What are the things to be found? Resonance frequency and impedance at resonance frequency, right? So let's find resonant frequency f naught. What is the expression for f naught here? That is 1 by 2 pi under root LC. This is expression for resonant frequency, right? So let us substitute the values here. 1 by 2 pi under root L is 0.1 Henry, C is 10 into 10 power minus 6. So if you do the calculation, you are going to get the resonance frequency as 2.25 kilohertz. Okay, the resonant frequency of the circuit is f naught equal to 2.25 kilohertz. So then what is the second question? We need to find the impedance of the circuit at resonance. So at resonance, what is the proper behavior of the circuit? At resonance, the behavior of the circuit is what is the behavior of the circuit? That is resistive behavior, right? So the impedance of the circuit at resonance will be equal to resistance of the circuit. That will be, what is the given value? That is 10 ohms, right? So impedance at resonance, impedance at resonance equal to resistance, that equal to 10 ohms. Okay, so this is one simple example. Now let us do second problem. Let us do second problem. A voltage V of t equal to 10 sin omega t is applied to series RLC circuit. This is series RLC. At resonant frequency of the circuit, the maximum voltage across the capacitor is found to be 500 volts. Okay, so at resonance, the voltage across capacitor is 500 volts. Moreover, the bandwidth is known to be 400 radians per second, that is omega. Okay, and the impedance at resonance is 100 ohms. Then find the resonant frequency. Also find the values of inductor and capacitor of the circuit. Okay, so let us draw the series RLC circuit here. Let me draw here series R, L, and capacitance is C. Right? This is applied with a voltage source, AC voltage source of 10 sine omega t. Let us write down the given data. That is supply voltage equal to 10 sine omega t. And this is a series RLC circuit. At resonant frequency of the circuit, the maximum voltage across the capacitor is found to be 500 volts. That means at resonance, the voltage across capacitor Vc equal to 500 volts. Moreover, the bandwidth is known to be 400 radian per second, and he has given the bandwidth, which is omega 2 minus omega 1, which is equal to 400 radian per second. It can be in omega or it can be in frequency f. Okay, so like this. So the cutoff will be omega 1 and omega 2, and the resonance frequency can also be omega r. Okay, like this. So this bandwidth is 400 radian per second. Omega 2 minus omega 1 is 400 radian per second. This is given bandwidth. And the impedance of the circuit at resonance, Z at resonance. What is Z at resonance? That is nothing but resistance of the circuit. That is 100 ohms. Then we need to find the resonant frequency. Okay, so the given resistor is 100 ohms. Let us write it down here. And voltage across capacitor Vc at resonance is 500 volts. We need to find L and C values and resonance frequency of the circuit. Okay, now let us try to solve this. So what are the things to be found? To be found are, first one is resonant frequency. Second one is L and C values. Okay, so here the given data is having voltage source V equal to 10 sin omega t. This 10 is peak value, Vm, right? But for solving problems in AC circuits, we need to derive RMS value, right? Vrms will be Vm by root 2. that is 10 by root 2, which is equal to 7.07 volts. Okay, you need to derive RMS voltage to solve for AC circuits. This is very important condition. Okay, else you will be having wrong answers. Okay, now so we need to find resonant frequency. So what is the expression for resonant frequency? F naught equal to 1 by 2 pi root LC. Okay, so to find resonant frequency we need to have L and C values, but we don't have them. Okay, the question is not mentioning L and C values, so we can't find this resonant frequency using this formula. We need to see an alternate way. So how can we find resonant frequency? So we are given with bandwidth. Okay, so if we can find the bandwidth, we can find the resonance frequency by relation. Bandwidth is resonance frequency by quality factor, or quality factor equal to resonance frequency by bandwidth. Okay, so from this expression we can derive resonance frequency equal to bandwidth into quality factor, right? Okay, so we have bandwidth, that is 400 radians per second, but we need to derive quality factor here. Okay, so how can you find quality factor? So what is the voltage across capacitor? Voltage across capacitor at resonance. So use magnification theory here. Voltage across capacitor at resonance. So according to resonance magnifying phenomena, voltage across capacitor at resonance is Q times supply voltage, right? Okay, where VL is also equal to Q times supply voltage, right? So we have voltage across capacitor as 500 volts, and we don't have Q value. We have supply voltage, that is RMS voltage 7.07 volts. So from this you can obtain Q value, right? Right? Q equal to, what is Q value? That is 70.7. So Q equal to 500 by 70.7, which equal to 7.07, right? 7.07, which equal to 70.72. Okay, the quality factor of the circuit is Q equal to 70.72. Okay, we have obtained the quality factor. Okay, so let us apply this quality factor in frequency. So resonance frequency equal to bandwidth is 400, okay, into resonance quality factor is 70.72. So resonance frequency equal to, we have to multiply these two. That equal to 28 280 radian per second, right? So this is your resonance frequency of the circuit. We have taken the help of bandwidth equal to resonance frequency by quality factor expression. So we have obtained the resonance frequency f naught omega naught. This is not f naught because the units are radian per second, right? Omega naught. So this is also omega naught because the units are radian per second. 8280 radian per second. Okay, so anything is valid, radian per second or hertz. You can also convert this to resonance frequency f naught, which equal to omega naught by 2 pi, that equal to 28,280 by 2 pi, that will be equal to 44,499 Hz. Okay, so resonance frequency equal to 4,499 Hz in hertz. Okay, now let us find the values of inductor and capacitor. Okay, so at resonance, what is the value of Q factor? Q factor is equal to omega R L by R. okay, and it represents Q equal to omega 1 by omega r CR. Okay, from this you can obtain Q factor for inductor value, that is Q into R by omega r. From here this will be C equal to 1 by Q into omega r into R. Okay, so if you substitute the values, Q is 70.72 into R is 100 by omega r is 28,280. Okay, so you are going to get the value of inductor as 0.25 Henry. Okay, so you can substitute this equation in resonance frequency to obtain capacitor. So capacitor will be equal to 5 nanofarads. Okay, so these are the values of inductor and capacitor. Okay, so I have given one problem as assignment for you. This one, a series RLC circuit with resistance value as 100 ohms, inductance and capacitance, has applied voltage as 50 volts with variable frequency. The frequency can be varied. Then we need to find resonance frequency FR or omega, current at resonance frequency, current at resonance, voltage across resistor, voltage across inductor, and voltage across capacitor, upper and lower frequencies, bandwidth, okay, bandwidth, and Q factor circuit. So these are the formulas to find upper and lower frequencies. That is lower frequency equal to resonance frequency minus bandwidth by 2. This one, okay. Lower frequency equal to resonance frequency minus bandwidth by 2. Similarly, upper frequency equal to resonance frequency plus bandwidth by 2. Okay, so to the left of this resonance frequency, the nature of the circuit is capacitive, that is power factor will be leading, right? Power factor is leading, and to the right it is inductive, power factor is lagging, and at resonance power factor is unity. Okay, this is for series RLC circuit. And one more thing for series RLC circuit, bandwidth omega 2 minus omega 1 equal to given by R by L. This is one more expression to remember. Okay, thank you.